One of the key objectives of this plan is to enhance compliance of all water users. In this regard, and in accordance with the Presidential Directive on pending bills, all defaulters of water use charges are hereby directed to honor their obligation with immediate effect. The authority is owed 5.7 billion as at now. This amount is owed to us by government institutions, water service providers, community water suppliers, and major abstractors. Failure to adhere to the above will lead to the authority taking action in accordance with existing laws and regulations, including disconnections, permit cancellations, imposition of penalties and fines, arrests, and prosecutions. On that note, I want to repeat, because we know the main defaulters, and I want to warn people of Nairobi that very soon they will be having no water, because from here we are going to disconnect Nairobi water, we are going to disconnect Coast water, we are going to disconnect Murang'a water, we are going to disconnect all those major cities and water suppliers who owe us money. Let them take this as a early warning, because the debts they owe us is too huge and we cannot give them room anymore. So people of Nairobi, we really feel for you, but we are going to disconnect Nairobi. We are going to disconnect those other major defaulters we have mentioned. The presidential directives were very clear that all institutions to clear the pending bills by end of last year. We have not seen any effort from those who owe us making any steps towards clearing their bills. It is very unfortunate, but Nairobi will go without water. I live in Nairobi. I will also go without water. And I also want to take this chance to warn people who are in Nairobi and they are using boreholes and they are not permitted. We have come to realize that there are so many illegal boreholes across our country. We want to tell Kenyans, if you own a borehole somewhere and you are given a permit, we want you to take action and you go to our nearest office and confirm the genuineness of that permit you are holding. For us, we believe all those permits, most of them are illegal and they are not issued by us. Water drillers who are drilling boreholes to Kenyans, we want you to come to our offices and confirm with us whether you are holding the right license. Otherwise, those trucks will be illegal, they will be arrested and detained, and we are going to cancel your license. If we find anybody drilling water without proper documentation from our office, we will arrest them and take them to court and we will detain their trucks. Executive Order number 1 of our President directed that all provincial commissioners to work with all government agencies to confirm compliance of government activities. We want to ask through the Office of the CS of Interior, all the sub-chiefs, all the sub-chiefs, all the chiefs and DOs and DCs to take data in their areas of whatever bores existing in their areas. We are doing this because we want to compile a data of how much water we have in our country. And if we let people use water without being monitored, this will be very dangerous and we will not be able to plan for our country. I'm not yet. Na kasumba ya kufikiria ati maji ni ya Mungu. Kila kitu yote ni ya Mungu. hata ile ardhi mahali wewe unakaa ni ya Mungu. Sasa ukisema hutalipa maji hata kwa sababu ni mali ya Mungu, sasa hata mimi nitakuja kulima kwa shamba yako, maana yake ni mali ya Mungu. So lazima tujitoe kwa hiyo kasumba ya kusema mali ya kitu ya Mungu ya bure. Hakuna kitu ya bure, ni lazima ikuwe managed na ni lazima kukuwe na sheria ya vile watu watagawa hiyo mali ambayo wanasema ni ya Mungu. Na ndio sababu Water Resource Authority tumewekwa kuangalia hiyo mali ya serikali. Kama sio hivyo, kila mtu angekuwa anaishi mahali kwa yule mwingine akisema ni kwa Mungu. Hii maji imepeanwa na Mungu na ni ya watu wote wa Mungu, na hakuna vile wewe utachukua uweke kwako peke yako. Kama wewe uko upstream ushote hiyo maji na yule mtu ako downstream akose hiyo maji. Kazi ya authority ni kuhakikisha kwamba hiyo maji imesambazwa kwa kila mtu, na ni lazima kama imeingia kwako ulipie. Wale watu ambao wanachafua mto, hii ni onyo ya mwisho. Ni tukikupata unachafua mto, sisi hatuta negotiate na wewe kitu, ni kuweka wewe pingu kulingana na sheria na kukupeleka kotini mara moja. Na tunataka kushukuru judiciary, manake wamekuwa wakitusaidia. Wale wote ambao tumepeleka kotini wamepatikana na hatia, na wengi najua watafungwa ama wengine watafanywa kulingana na sheria. Na tunataka kuambia Wakenya sasa wajiadhari na kuchafua mto, manake ukichafua mto mahali wewe huko inaenda kwa affect Mkenya mwingine yule ako chini yako, na hiyo ni kazi ya Water Resource Authority. Relatively, yes, we have issued demands, and not only this year. They have demands running all the way up to last year, and they have totally ignored our demands. Each and every institution has our demand adequately. Some of them moved to court. They lost the case. They were told that they have to honor their obligations. And I don't understand how water services boards are selling water to Kenyans and they don't want to pay for the same. It does not make sense. So we have given them enough notice. Number two, the current law, Water Regulation Act 007, requires that at every obstruction point you put a master meter. So the law is existing. It's not that it's not existing. And with the new regulations, in compliance with Water Act 2016, we have already indicated that not just a meter or a smart meter, it is smart meter. And it is actually important even to the water users, because they will be able to determine or to get data effectively as it happens and on real time. It is also cost effective, even for the water services boards. You can imagine a water services board sending somebody to go and read a meter for 300 shillings, and he is using about 3,000 shillings to send that person to read that meter. That's why they're operating under loss. That's why we are having a lot of non-revenue water. We want to bring sanity to the water sector, and we want to curb non-revenue water and turn it to revenue water. We can only do so once we introduce a smart way of metering the water which is going out. I'll give you an example. Nairobi today obstructs around 2 million cubic liters. They can only account for 500. 1 million plus. Which they're not paying. Which they are not even paying as well. So 1 million plus, they cannot account for it. That is non-revenue water. And if that water is distributed equally to the other Kenyans, I think we'll reach our target of 1,000 cubic liters per capita. And that is our main agenda and our main goals, to make sure that water is distributed equally to all Kenyans, not only one institutions which takes too much volumes of water. They cannot account for that water, or they account at least 30% of what they take. We want them to account for every drop they are taking.
Also to add a little bit, I just wanted now Kenyans to understand. Here today to develop our strategic plan for 2018-2022. The strategic plan is the guideline, is the direction that the institution wants to take. That's why you can see now the board of directors and the management, we are here and we are making our final input to our strategic plan. As the chairman said that we are moving from analog to digital. That's why we are coming up with these smart meters. We are also coming up with a telematic system where we monitor our water resources automatically. That means we are putting a telematic system where we receive all the information concerned about the water flow, the temperature, the level, and we monitor from here in the headquarters. Likewise, we are also abstractors, we are also giving the smart meters. We have already given a circular to all our regions and sub-regions. All the new abstractors, the new people who are applying to abstract water must install smart meters. Yes, according to the water the 2007 regulation, it says master meter. Meters were there before, but now we are moving from that master meter to a smart meter. So everybody must, we are asking everybody who applying a new obstruction or asking a new obstruction permit should consider having smart meters. You know, our main job is also to allocate water to Kenyans, to make sure that we balance fairly, everybody gets water. So that's also, it will also assist us now to allocate water. So that's what I wanted to add. Thank you. This holds all the water resources on behalf of national government. That one is very clear. No matter whether you are private, whether you are a company, you are a water company or government company, people must obey the regulations. And it is water resources who normally regulates and enforces all water resources in this country. That's why we are talking about allocation, fair allocation. We are talking about giving permits. We are coming soon. We are coming about what we call basin. We have divided the country into 6 basins, and we will know the amount of water we have. We will know how we are going to allocate soon. So that's why we are saying we want Kenyans now to understand us, because we are holding this on their behalf, and everybody must get water. We are not only talking about payment. We are talking about water allocation and all kinds of water resources. Yeah, thank you.
On that note, we are embarking on smart metering. All water obstructors, we are asking them to start putting smart meters on the obstruction points. This will enable us to collect data and determine how much water is being obstructed by the major obstructors, by small obstructors. We have developed a system and a software which will be giving live or real-time data from any water which is being used in the country. So we are urging all the main obstructors to liaise also with our offices, so that they may get the specifications of the meters which will be used in our country. We are moving from analog to digital, and this is exactly what we are going to do. It is for the betterment of management of water in our country, and for people to get information of how much water is being used and how much we expect. We are way too far below the required international standard of how many cubic meter per capita, and we want to make sure that we reach that standard by the end of this year. We know it is not easy to change from one regime to another, from a regime of analog to digital. But we are going to start with the major obstructors, and we have given instructions on how to implement this process. Any other question?